we need to talk about the LaBrant family's recent clickbait scandal. These people thought it would be a great idea to try and convince their followers that their daughter Posey was diagnosed with cancer. Obviously, cancer is a tough subject for a lot of people, including myself. And when the fans realized that Posey did not in fact have cancer and their misleading thumbnail was replaced, they were angry, as they should be. This family not only exploits their own children, but just exploited kids with cancer. So let's get into it. Today we're talking about one of YouTube's most popular family channels. The LaBrant family has 13 million subscribers. The father Cole and the mother Savannah have been on YouTube for quite some time, working together to exploit their children for financial gain. And this isn't the first time we've called them out for extreme clickbait, but this is definitely one of the worst cases I've ever seen because they tried to convince their fans that their daughter was diagnosed with cancer. So the family premiered a documentary-style video on their channel this past weekend. This was the original thumbnail of the video with the title, "She Got Diagnosed with Cancer," which led fans to believe that their daughter Posey may have been diagnosed with cancer. Obviously, cancer is a really sore subject for a lot of people, including myself, because I currently have an uncle who has stage 4 cancer and who could easily lose his life. On top of that, family, friends, and so many other people who have been affected by cancer, so it's not something you clickbait. The LaBrant family ended up updating their thumbnail to a more, I don't want to say appropriate picture because it's really not appropriate at all, but it makes more sense with the video because you actually see a child with cancer in the photo, opposed to showing a photo of your family, suggesting that one of those children would have cancer. Before we do get any further in this video, I do have to give a shout out to Reddit. There are a bunch of Reddit threads online that have been talking about this situation. I'm going to be pulling screenshots from those threads, and if you want to check them out, they'll be linked below. But what the hell is going on? I mean, who's out here trying to clickbait cancer? And everyone believed it. So it wasn't like, oh, there's a misunderstanding. They knew what they were doing. There are now numerous articles on the internet asking, does Posey LaBrant have cancer? Because of their documentary. They literally used their daughter's cancer scare to try to promote their documentary. And now all of these articles are being written about this child possibly having cancer. I mean, she's so young. Imagine when she grows up and she looks back on these articles and she's like, wait, okay, like, yeah, I had a cancer scare. And I want to acknowledge that. Yes, they did have a cancer scare, but like, she didn't have it. And so many people believe that she does, even after they changed the thumbnail and all that. So they created this hype and all of their fans were out here on Google trying to search, does Posey LaBrant have cancer? And it was truly concerning for a lot of people because when you do create a family channel and you put yourself out there like that, people become invested in your life. I mean, a little too invested sometimes. And I'm sure a lot of people out there were like, what is going on? Thank God their daughter doesn't actually have cancer and it was only a scare. But the beginning of that documentary, the first few minutes, they really try to push this narrative that Posey could be sick. And then after that, they go and actually exploit children with cancer. And it's a really heartbreaking subject because, like I said, cancer is really, really tough for all of us. I mean, even I was like doing some research for this video and I was getting emotional just thinking about my loved ones with cancer. And it's so extremely scary and heartbreaking for a lot of people. But it's so wrong, in my opinion, that they're trying to use these children's stories for awareness. This Reddit user wrote, they're simply creating a monetized vlog to exploit other people's sick children. There are better ways to bring awareness to a topic, especially when they have such a large platform. And then they end off by saying, other people's trauma is not content. I did watch their documentary and I would be lying if I said I didn't cry because it was really emotional. I mean, we're hearing stories of sick children. I mean, there's no way around that. It's going to pull at your emotions, no matter who is narrating or, putting on the show. But I want to go ahead and talk about the sick children that they did feature in their video because I do feel like it's I mean, it's incredibly sad to hear their stories, but I don't believe that this family had the right intentions, especially knowing that they tried to clickbait this video in the first place. I mean, think about the title alone. They wrote, "She's been diagnosed with cancer." They could have put, "This is the most important video we've ever posted," or, just write out something about children's cancer. But they tried to make it seem like she's been diagnosed with cancer, aka Posey, which the title just isn't fitting. The first child the LaBrant family met is named Callie, and pretty much Cole traveled to LA to meet her. She's actually going through another round of chemo, and he went into the hospital, which I was a little bit shook because I know people who currently have sick family members and they can't even go visit them in the hospital. So honestly, I found it a little bit selfish that he went into a place where there are so many critically ill people during a pandemic. But nonetheless, he brought her a giant pony, a little gift for Callie. The second child this family met up with is named Camilla, and actually Cole and Everly traveled to Miami to meet up with her. And Cole was quoted saying that God was calling him to pray over someone across the country, which they write #Savior Complex, which this whole documentary is very much the Savior Complex. But anyways, this Reddit user writes, Cole, in a talking segment, states that only a few months ago he thought that brain cancer or leukemia existed, but now that he's learning about pediatric cancer, he knows what neuroblastoma is. He admits that through this documentary, he doesn't know what he is trying to do, but he just wants people to see this. Here's the thing, again, work with organizations led by experts. Lend your platform to them. Let them take over your feed for a day. I mean, exactly. Let them use your image. Attend their events. Do not make your own. Write to your local politicians. There are so many things that he could have done. And honestly, they write, it's not his intention, it's his approach. And once you're an influencer like this, like at their size, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing here. And I just think, again, back to the fact that they tried to use their family and their daughter's health to clickbait their story, like Camilla and Callie's stories, it's so wrong. After Cole and Everly were done in Miami, they headed up to New Jersey. Cole said that he only felt right to involve Penelope's parents in this. They showed up at the family's home with Olive Garden to hear their story. There are some clips of Penelope, and it's sad. It's intended to be that way. It's the use of ethos. It's intentionally connecting with emotions. Hell, this whole video is to make you want to do something. This Reddit user writes that Penelope's parents share their story. No parent, family, or child should ever have to experience something like this. Oh, God. I'm glad that organizations exist to help children and families. We should support those organizations and elevate their status. So this person's really about that, which I am here for it, because if you are trying to make change, which it seems like Cole was trying to, then you would connect with someone who is currently making change. Then in the documentary, Cole asks the parents if he can actually pray over their home. This person writes because of the savior complex. And then the next morning, Cole and Everly actually drive down to Penelope's gravesite and take pictures at it. They also dropped off flowers, which I get they were trying to honor her gravesite, but again, it's just like, oh God, it's taking it to the next level. And it's just, I mean, it's a sad story. Nobody wants to hear about these type of stories because they're incredibly heartbreaking. They pull at your emotions. And I just feel like that's kind of what Cole was trying to do in his master manipulative plan. Making their fans speculate that one of their family members has cancer is crossing the line. And they did exactly what they wanted to do because they got all the fans all riled up. Like, oh my gosh, Posey has cancer. We've got articles written about this. And they got a bunch of people paying attention to their video, which I get if that was Cole's, like, his goal to go and just get a ton of views on this video, but at the expense of his daughter and her health and people believing that she could possibly be sick. I mean, what type of karma are you putting out in the world? I'm honestly praying for this family because they premiered this monetized video exploiting 3 stories of sick children and tried to hype up the fact that their daughter had a cancer scare, which to me, it really pulls at my emotions personally, thinking about how sick my family members are and just how this has affected me. Nobody should be exploited like this. But Cole has apologized for clickbaiting his fans with that thumbnail. He actually went to his Instagram story, and I watched it live on my Instagram. I wish I screen recorded it. If I can find it, I will include it here.
This morning we woke up with a lot of concerned messages from you guys, rightfully so. So I wanted to start off by apologizing for any misleading title or thumbnail that might have raised concerns. I promise you that is not our heart. This is a video that we've been working so hard on for the past 6 months. Nothing for us, nothing for our game, but it is something that our family is extremely passionate about, something that rattled our family to the bones and broke our hearts. So I just pray that you go and watch the video. I don't want any of this hate. I don't want any of these lies about our family or this video to distract from the main idea of what this video is trying to do. So my only ask is that you please go and watch the video. If you still hate us after you watch the video, that's totally fine. We don't care if you hate us, but we do care about raising awareness for something so important, something that is the most important thing, like childhood cancer. So please just go and watch it.
But pretty much he went to his Instagram story because everyone was freaking out thinking that Posey has cancer, and he was pretty much trying to apologize. But I feel like I'm lying to you guys by saying it's an apology, because it's really not. He was just telling people, stop freaking out, go and watch the full video. He just wanted to direct all of that attention to that video. He recognizes that the thumbnail was misleading, but he knew what he was doing because he set the video to premiere right before going to bed. So right in the morning, everyone would have had, a bunch of time to see this video, get their notifications, and to start, being worried about Posey. He actually claims that he went right to bed after setting the video to premiere. So he didn't get all, the backlash until the morning. So he didn't know to go and, fix it and calm everyone down and reassure everyone that his family is okay, which I'm calling BS. He knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing, and he loved the attention for it. You can't tell me that you just set the video to premiere and then went to bed, because you made multiple Instagram posts like this one. If you never watch our videos or never watch another one, that's fine. But please watch tomorrow's, and please watch the full thing. He also made this swipe up where you guys can see the original thumbnail, and he writes, uploading the most important video we've ever made on our channel tomorrow. Why couldn't they title it that? The most important video we've ever made, and then not this photo. And then finally he made this post, getting a lot of questions about tomorrow, and everything will be answered in the video. I will say that the documentary is 43 minutes long, which nobody's asking for how long the video is, and intended to be watched like an actual show, much different than our other usual videos. So he knew what he was doing with this whole backlash. He was preparing for it, giving people hints and hyping it up the night before. So this Instagram story the following morning that he just went to bed and woke up with all the backlash, that's absolute bullcrap. At the end of the day, this situation makes me sad, because I do believe in honoring those 3 children and their stories, because they are going through something that I can never even understand how painful and just sad that is. And honestly, I pray to God that I don't ever have to go through that, and that you guys don't ever have to go through that. But it's life, and it happens, and it's a choice to go and to exploit them on the internet, especially after years of exploiting your children and having so many clickbaity thumbnails and titles. I mean, these are just a few of them, and it makes me sick that they continue to do this online, and they're praised for it. And people see them as a go-lucky Christian family, which, if you look at their beliefs, I mean, they're far from Christian. They're not accepting, and they're not loving. If you have not seen my video on them before, definitely go check that out. But I wanted to make a video about this because when I saw that they were trying to promote this video by using their daughter's cancer scare, I felt so enraged, and it just brought back all the emotions I feel from my uncle and my childhood friend and so many other people in my life and people in the future, because cancer isn't going away, and it's something so scary. And he knew that, because anyone can be affected by it at any age, and probably everybody knows someone who's had cancer before. So it was a low blow, in my opinion, in the YouTube world. And I hope Cole feels happy. I hope he got the big monetization check that paid for all that, all that money that he gave away in the video. Very David Dobrik energy, but just like, instead of doing cars, using children and sick children at that. Honestly, I want to end this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, even though it's a really disturbing topic. If you have any other video ideas for me, here is my email below, and I'll see you in a new one soon. Bye, guys.